Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12. Now this video here I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna be real quick. Shouldn't take me 30 minutes. It might. I am gonna share some Ripper from the Ripperverse, Ripper59, I think. Shout out to him, Ripperverse. I'm gonna share a little bit of his video where he talks about why he don't do reviews anymore. I haven't even began to kind of do reviews and stuff, and that's what most YouTubers do. Is like video game reviews or movie reviews or comic reviews. Like I would like to do some like hip hop, music reviews, but we don't listen to the same music, First problem is hip hop is more than just one genre. It's actually calling it a genre is kind of disrespectful. It's a consciousness, it's a creativity, it's a culture, it's a community. Right? That's what hip hop truly is. They wanted to divide us so that they can divide us. Period. Hip hop isn't the subset. Hip hop is the set. Now, I'm trying to help everybody with their algebraic understanding, their logical reasoning, but wisdom. Like there's a certain wisdom to logic too. And then theory, whether it's set, et cetera, it has to begin with knowledge. It has to begin with knowledge. So Final Fantasy 12 is an interesting game because it came out right after Final Fantasy 11. Final Fantasy 11 was a massive online role-playing game, MMORPG, or is it MOO? Something like that, MOO or MMORPG or something like that. We'll get over the acronyms. I have some things I got to look up again because I haven't used this kind of lexicon in a while. And it was one of my favorite games at the time. It was a game that united me with the younger hip hoppers. People don't know that they're hip hoppers, but the younger generation, the generation Y and Z's. It was something new for us to do together. Like it was, you can go online and just sit there and be away from keyboard, AFK, right? And then, just talk about gaming, life, or whatever. You don't have to play the game. A lot of times I was just on there like making stuff. Like I'd be on there and it's like, Vola, you away from keyboard? Now I'm sitting here, making some food or making some, and it's like, well, why are you doing that? Like, I'm building my levels, my culinary skills, or I'm chopping wood or whatever it was I was doing. Of course, I did have like a high level thief. I eventually got my white mage up. And a couple other jobs. I got 50 was like the max. But I took my time and played the game and just enjoyed the game. And a lot of my fanfare came from just kind of organizing the youngins and we would go on this one raid where we go. What was the name of that raid again? Oh, geez. The very first one too. Whatever. There's a quest. We had to fight this big, like, mob, a big amoeba type monster. I can't remember the name of the quest now. I'm mad that I can't remember the quest. But that's where I met up with Jacket. K. Farrell is Wabi, and Atgoat, the great Atgoat. Duck had a character. Jermaine had a character. Like these are people that I knew in real life. Well, I didn't know Jacket. Jacket just was online. But so at one point, me and K. Farrow would play together. You know what I mean? I got in. We laptop and I thought, is this the same PC? In fact, I think this is the same PC that I have over here that I need a new Transistor for. So I might get, if I get it up and running again, I'm there. I can get back into Final Fantasy 11, and 12 became the this game is the second one after that. So this was like the at-home, non-offline version of that game, and it's based upon the zodiac signs. So it's the 12 zodiac signs, and it's a very interesting game. As you can see, 2006 was the year it initially came out, and then this is the 2017 remaster for. I got this. I'm playing this on my Switch OLED. Yeah, I've been on my OLED tip right now, so I'll get back to the Wii and the Wii U, and I might get back to my Raspberry Pi. I might try to do that, and of course my Apple TV device. But my PlayStation, I got to figure out how to fix it. I got a Nintendo 64. You know, it's been a while since I even tried to cut that on. So that might be dead, but we'll figure it out. See if I can clean it real good. And my PlayStation 2 works, but I got to do something to fix this disk drive, and I can't hook it into the video capture to record what I'm doing. So I need a new video capture device that can do our old yellow, red, and white composite input, or I got to figure out a way to upgrade my PS3 to something more composite, or the different outputs and inputs and things of that nature. But the only connection I have right now is HDMI, and I can't hook that up to it. The same with my original Wii. My original Wii works. I bought a new disk drive for it that I need to hook up so that I can play the GameCube games. So if I can get that hooked up there then and figure out another way to video capture that, you know, trying to bring back the old games too, and what I'm trying to do over here. I've been running this all here, and like, let me show you this is real time. So 14, why not? So, you know, I play a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna share some. Not RGT, Ripper, Young Ripper, right? So yeah, last time I left, we was in the dungeons, and I got 3 people with me, Blathier and Fran, and I was just testing the game out because I'm trying to relearn it, and see, we can walk and be real. Let's go back here in the corner, y'all, and let's come out and let's look real cool as we walk. See, we can walk and look real cool. Come on, follow me. Follow me. There we go. Come on, we're gonna look cool. We're gonna look cool, like, you know what I mean? There it is. So this is, you know what I mean? That's us playing the game. See? Okay. What in the world?
Who would be next?
Close ranks, bring it down.
Okay. We might have to go jump. I'll catch you. You know what I mean? There it is.
She's not alone.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And our troubles with them.
There it is. Let's get it on. See, I'm a samurai on this version. Hope I don't die. It should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, let's go after this boy. Oh, who this boy? What is he doing? He over here attacking my girl. Oh, the boy blasted. Here it is. See how the, like I gotta get my strategy down again. But this is kind of how Final Fantasy 11 played online. It'd be 8. You know, you can have up to 6 individuals around the world fighting together and getting it in. You know what I mean? And how you build your characters, how you build your character. And I think your most you can play is a party of 3 on here.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm Vaughn.
but you can eventually, like, I think, yeah, I don't think you only can play with a party of 3, so she's not going to join us.
Amalia.
Okay. But she's going to join us, but
Nice to meet you.
yeah, it's nice to meet you. See, he kind of in love already.
There were others with me. I'm sorry.
There it is. Hope y'all enjoying this. Let me see how much time did I spend. Oh, 10 minutes. I'm doing great. And Ripper is about 5 to 6 minutes. So that'll be a 5-6 minute break. I might do a little bit more gameplay. Talk a little bit more about MMORPGs a little bit. The game itself is political. That's what I'm trying to help people understand. Like this, it's a you know. So when I say we're doing social studies, we're studying, the mathematics, the politics, the judiciary system, the those that write your rights, the entity that wrote the law. Oh, go back in. No. The entity that wrote the law, that's one. God is understood. Right? Our Father art in heaven, right? We all know the Lord's Prayer. We got to stop fronting like, it's toxic masculinity, right? Patriarchal practices, right? No, it's just the fellas we just want to enjoy things that we like to do, and stop force feeding false narratives on us. Like that's what this and that's what Ripper's about to break down for y'all. Because he's going to talk about why he stopped doing reviews. Like I said, me, my dad, my son, and my brother, we went to go see Superman, and me and my son think it's the greatest movie of all time, like the greatest Superman movie. Now people, it's that's your opinion. Nah, but it's escapism. You know what I mean? Versus realism. Like, like playing this game right here is escapism. They got the characters looking real, like realism, right? That's the graphics getting more and more detailed and things of that nature. But the one lady got rabbit ears, you know what I'm saying, and a tail, And then I gotta say pause because she's an alien, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and just enjoy life. Like I'd rather play video game than go into the movies, yeah. But if I go to the movies, I want to watch something that, get more escapism, and that's what this Superman represents. It represents optimism, not pessimism. Like that was the last Superman. It was all doom and gloom, and it was all right. It was good, But this one, it was Super Dog, came to save the day, and it's fun for the whole family almost. But if your children is like 11, 10, 11, they need parental guidance to watch this kind of movie. Yet we're not providing parental guidance. That's not good. That's the moral to the story. So Ripper's going to get onto it, like he don't want to do the reviews because it's like you hating and all like Shapiro, the Ben Shapiro, he want to jump in and then say how bad the movie is, and it's like, dude, all you doing is you're feeding into the woke folk because he's woke, right? It's like, dude, like you're the one that's causing he's the he's the cancer culture, right? They want to say cancel culture, like, so he helped in to contribute in shutting down the theatrical time for Superman, so it's not going to hit the numbers that it could have potentially hit if it's just like, no, wait till the fall for the DVD. Why you got to rush the DVD now? So it's rush the DVD, I guess, to get a jump on the DVD and keep the talk of it going, is what the overheads is thinking, and try to get the early digital sales before, I guess, Fantastic Four comes out, and because you figure you want to get both of them anyway, like, the real, quote unquote fans. So they read that, like, that's kind of hurting the movie theater. You still want people to come to the theater and enjoy a night out with the family. Try to get the whole family to come out to watch a movie together. But yes, the prices are going to have to drop down, and if the prices drop down in the theaters, the prices are going to have to drop down in Hollywood. They're going to have to stop, putting in 500 million just to make a movie, like, or 200 million or whatever. 200 was it? They had to sell $1 billion to like 700 million to break even. Like, I mean, what? I'm saying this in the theaters. That doesn't make any sense. So I can see why Ripper don't, because Ripper, as soon as he gives an opinion, then the woke folk want to argue with him, like, oh, you liked it, oh, you show it out, and this, right? And he was the one that he coined the phrase, monetize your haters. And it's like, dude, that's corny, dude. I can't deal with them no more, right? As soon as somebody comes across my page talking about something, yo, you like Trump, I'm delete, leave me alone, yo. Like, stop, dude. That's not beneficial to helping the people. Right? What you're doing is actually counterproductive. It's corny now, right? And that's why I kind of was a little disappointed in Miss Boulay, because it's 92%, and we went out and it's like, yo, stop, ma, right? That didn't help our situation. In fact, I give the 8% that voted against her, I actually give them more respect, and that's Sabby Sabs. I actually give them more respect than I do the 92%. That's sad. Because they knew that border couldn't stay open, and all the other things that went down, and this whole LGBTQIA.DEI.PDF files it goes against God. Stop playing the game and then blaming the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man for trying to rebuild the church. Y'all got to stop doing that. Like the Divine Nine is divine. Y'all got to stop that. That's whack, yo. So, I mean, I just had to get on y'all for a second for that. I hope y'all appreciate this little. It's a little different. Shout out to Jack and Wabi. I'm gonna tag y'all in this too. Just to, we gonna get back to. I might. 11 was fun, and I'll rap a little bit more about it after this quick commercial break, which isn't really political. It is still social science, social studies. Which why I'm kind of presenting these things. Hey, we do have to be more involved when it comes to society, right? Stop, hating and all that each other. We gotta love each other, cause, so yeah, she started off with love, and then it's hate the white women that didn't lose their jobs, and I feel it, but we still forgetting about the brothers that lost their jobs, and we trying to rebuild this nation that we call hip hop. So, yeah, hip-hop's a nation, too. So here we go. Check it out, and I'll be back.
Feel like I'm doing this video like every other week, but a lot of folks ask me about my opinions on various properties or new media that's out there, especially during shows like Ripping the Silverback. We appreciate you viewers every week, don't get me wrong. But why did I stop doing reviews? Now, my last official review that I did on my YouTube channel, I believe was in 2021. It might have been like the Snyder Cut. I did a history of the Justice League and all of that. I believe that was the final one around that time. Now, there's two big reasons why I stopped doing reviews. One being the obvious, right? That was around the time where I was really starting to move forward with the Rippaverse, okay? So my time just simply didn't have it anymore. And I was dedicating that towards my own material, right? Coming up with these new characters, building out this universe Bible, as well as writing ISOM #1. So that was a big part of it. Okay. And time is the most precious resource that you have. And man, in starting my own company, I really realized how scarce it really is, right? It's just only so much time in the day, and there's so much that you have to do, especially if you have these big ambitions. Now, the other reason, though, is professionalism. Now, I do appreciate, again, don't get me wrong, all the folks that have come to my channel or found out about me because of those long reviews that I used to do, whether it be on comic books or it was movies, whatever it may be, some positive, some not so much. And while I appreciate everybody, I totally understand that when you start your own comic book company, there is a level of professionalism that you have to maintain. It doesn't mean that you can be, or you have to be opinionless, right? I of course, am going to give my opinions, and it doesn't mean I can't talk about things. but having it be like a main, let's say, form of content that I'm creating just is very unprofessional. Because what are you really telling your audience when you're focusing on other people's stuff more than your own? So it just really doesn't make sense for me to do that, especially in the comic book or comic book based media like movies and things of that nature. Just really doesn't make any sense. And I'm, again, going back to the first thing I talked about with the time, like, I'm not even going to view a lot of that stuff. I'm uninterested totally, not necessarily because, well, what they're putting out doesn't interest me. There's a role there. That kind of was the first reason why I was like, look, man, why am I doing this every single week to myself? But on the other hand, it's like, I'm happy about where we're at with the Rippaverse and the direction that we're going and creating that original content, everything pertaining to the business. Doing all that stuff not only takes time, but it's something that's therapeutic for me. You hear me use that term a lot. It's fun. It's far more fulfilling for me than like covering other people's stuff. Again, positively or negatively for that matter. So if I want the company to be in the best spot that it realistically can be in, it makes all the sense in the world for me to like not be, doing that kind of content out there, because look, I got, employees, we got to keep this thing moving, right? So again, my time is better suited for that. And the time that I don't dedicate towards like the business and things like that, I'm putting towards my family. So it just doesn't really make sense for me to do that. Yes, I have like the hobbies of video gaming and doing stuff like that, though. If I was to return and doing a review every now and then, that's kind of, I think, the genre, right? It would be less comic book stuff and more like doing like video game reviews like I did with Cyberpunk and stuff like that. Obviously, it's an industry that I would love to get in, but we're not in. Maybe it makes a little more sense. And plus, on my downtime, like if I'm not doing anything, I'm generally gaming if I'm not doing something pertaining to the business, which again, it's not often, but that's where my free time, if you will, is going. So, again, I just want people to put that into perspective, because I do understand that people were out there, there were people out there that valued my, I guess, perspective, especially on comic book stuff, because I was knowledgeable on like the source material. So I get it. I get it. It's like, hey, I would love to know how that guy felt about the Superman film or the new whatever film. And it's like, is that really professional of me to do that? Probably not. While I'm not saying that we're going to be some massive mega corporation actually that goes against kind of what we want to do here at the Rippaverse. So I'm not saying that I'm like competing with these guys or on that level like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that obviously it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially for the owner of a company, to be focusing so much on what someone else in their industry is doing. And the customers pick up on that. I think it'd be weird. Like, why is he spending so much time talking about these other guys when doesn't he have his own comic book company? Like, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's the reason why, or the reasons why I just doesn't make sense for me to do reviews. Like I said, I've done probably like already 4 versions of this same video, but people keep asking.
There it is. So, and Rippa's a good dude, man. His page is like, he has like 500. He's closing in on 500,000 subscribers. So it ain't like my page. I'm trying to get to, how many? 70. I've been on 69 for a minute now. I think I jumped up to 70, and then somebody probably heard me say something bad about, Barack Obama, and then they got off my, unfriended me or unsubscribed, and that's usually how mine work out. This right here you're looking at is a checkerboard on your skills and how you build your character up. The goal is to fill in all these squares here, and then that'll make me the ultimate Bushi, which is a samurai. All right. So, and then each person has their own different checkerboard thing. He's a mechanist. This is Balthier. And then the girlfriend, she's a Shikari, which might be a ninja. I got to look into it some more. And then put more information, data. The more and more I play this game. Gambits, licenses. What else is there? Licenses. Why? Okay, so this is the different ones. So I think Bushi is a sword master. Warriors with daggers is usually a ninja, so she's a ninja. And that's, you know, the white mage. What's the Yuhan? Warriors who spears. So it's probably a dragoon, like mechanics have guns. Red battle mage is one that I want to work on. We'll figure out who we're going to make the red battle mage. Standard old knight. Monk is the, you know, with the hand, the bare hands usually. Bodies. So the body is a deadly weapon. Time battle mage. You see, now that's next level. Now you're talking about somebody that can control time. Four breaker. Warrior weapons, archer, and black mage. So there's 12 different signs of the zodiac or whatever, and we'll get more into that. You know, if I really put like an in-depth review of this game at one point in time. I'm playing this one casually. I'm playing this game casually because I do want to get more into back into my Final Fantasy things. Final Fantasy 11, that's the game that Wabi wants to play. I'm on 14. Now that's Final Fantasy 14. That's another MMORPG, and that's the one that I prefer to play. My Volothamp character on there is kind of nice. I was about to take it to higher levels, and you know, the way the funds, economics, etc., time to play the game. That would be a game that would kind of shut down. If I was to play 14 again, it would shut down all these other games that I'm playing, you know. And I am still trying to, you know, play games with the 14-year-olds. So, you know, and try to get him into these kind of games, because he does like Dungeons and Dragons. So these are like, you know, massive Dungeons and Dragons types game. As I keep continue to introduce him to him, he's more so into Mario RPG, which is cute. So I think we're gonna play Brothership together again soon. When he was playing at himself earlier. So, but those are the type of games that yeah, I'm actually gonna play a little bit of this, but I'm already at my 30-minute limit. So, you know, what am I supposed to do? Is my health going up? I might have to do some spells or something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I gotta figure out all the buttons and stuff again. So magic. No. Let me see. No. Magic. Okay, she got white magic. Okay, she got some cure. So she can cure. Oh, you know, cure yourself. See? See, but there's gambits. I gotta program the gambits and everything. And his gambits is on. I didn't mean to cut his gambits on. I know. There it is. One God, our Father, all the time, hip hop, life, love, one. As God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money is nothing more than a fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, because economics is the art of making the most out of life. Make that hip hop, right? Make that hip hop. I might do one more video. That's right. 7 o'clock is the fireworks. I'm gonna do one more video, and then that'll be a great day today. I'll talk to y'all today. Talk to y'all later. One.